What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're in my kitchen and I'm here with Daryl, who I don't maybe want to say health expert. Is that okay?
Nutritionist.
Nutritionist?
Yeah.
Okay, nutritionist. Yeah. I'm going to have a link down in the bio for all her information. You can go and check her out. And we're here to talk about the top 3 diet tips because I basically I know exactly what works for my body. I know how to jump down weight, jump up, do all this kind of stuff, how to stay on top of my health and my dieting, but what works for me might not necessarily work for them.
Totally.
Is that sort of how you find for your clients? Like everybody's unique. You can't have one sort of script.
Yeah, nutrition is very personal and each individual has certain things that they're working towards. A diet for a fighter, just like cutting for a fighter, is not something that's habitual for the regular individual, right? So what you do might work for you, but might not apply to anybody else, right? Yeah. So a broad guideline, my number one would be to make sure that you get enough protein. So
enough protein.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's I think somewhere definitely where I lack. Is that more for putting on muscle or staying, like avoiding carbs because they're gonna make it difficult for you to lose weight? Like how does that sort of work?
Well, I focus a lot on blood sugar management with clients, and protein is going to be the macronutrient that's going to affect your blood sugar the least. Carbohydrates will give you more of that spike. Proteins are really important for building muscle, of course, but also recovery. And in terms of being peak metabolic health, it's about carrying as much muscle as possible. So you need protein in order to support muscle formation and recovery. Right?
Okay. Yeah. So here's actually a funny little story from China. And you can correct me.
Okay.
We were laughing. We were sitting down.
You were in China?
I've been to China 4 times. So one of the times I was there for a competition, the coach who had trained over there, he's like, listen to this, Gabriel. They eat dog because they think it makes you faster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was just like, and I guess
why wouldn't they just eat cheetah or jaguar?
Maybe that's not allowed. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably not allowed.
I don't know.
They say that.
But the point of that was, he was like, protein's protein. And is that sort of, if you're saying like to people they need to eat more protein, is there a certain protein that's better than others? Like should people have chicken or should they have beef, or is it just all the same?
Yeah, that's a good question. I wouldn't go and recommend to eat dog, but we're in Canada, so it's different here. I would say I personally recommend animal protein over vegetarian or vegan protein, simply for the complete amino acid profile. So with vegetarian proteins, sometimes you need to pair 2 together to get a complete amino acid profile. Animal proteins come complete.
Okay.
They're also easier to break down, so they're more bioavailable for us. That would be my recommendation. Obviously, people have personal preferences, but for me, it would be animal protein.
And then when you're having the protein, are you like, oh, okay, I have to be very diligent about which type? Like, does it have to be chicken or beef? Does it have to be organic? Is that sort of a thought process when you eat?
You're going down into the weeds now. Listen, like, it depends with your budget, right? Of course. You got to do your best with what you have. And of course, you know, grass-fed, beef, pasture-raised, organic, all of those lovely stamps would be top tier. But if you can't afford that, then your best bet is still to just get a wide range of variety of proteins, whether that be your fish, your eggs, your protein, your red meats, right? And just kind of rotate through them so you get a nice micronutrient profile is what I would suggest.
Jeez, that's good. I learned so much just there.
Yeah.
Just from that one little blurb.
Yeah, good.
That's awesome.
Good.
Okay. So I think that's enough for tip number 1. Hopefully you guys got some stuff there. Don't forget, everybody, I have a defense course that is coming very soon. You can get signed up on the wait list right now and make sure that your defense is going to be top notch. What's the second tip that you have?
So I talked a little bit about blood sugar management. So that would be my number 2 is learning how to pair your foods. So protein is great, but most people eat carbohydrates and fats as well. Fats are very important for your brain. So learning how to pair those foods together. So you don't necessarily just want to eat say a banana on the fly, because it's going to give you a big rise in your blood sugar, which will probably impact your energy throughout the day afterwards, along with cravings and
I do
all
that
sorts
all the
of
time.
things. Yeah. Here's like, again, everything I say today doesn't necessarily apply to everyone all of the time. You have a different background with how you train. Quick glycogen sources, such as like if you're in, say you're in the middle of an ultra marathon and you have honey packs because you need that quick fuel. That makes sense. To me, with what I've learned and how I practice, it doesn't make sense anymore to just have a banana on the fly. Is it better to have a banana on the fly than a Big Mac on the fly? Yeah, of course. But if you can ideally pair your meals with protein, carb, fat, you're going to minimize that blood sugar variability, which is going to minimize that roller coaster of up and downs with energy.
Man, I got so many changes to make from this one little...
Did I ruin everything for you?
That's what I did this morning, just before you got here. I was like, I was a little late getting up and trying to get the whole setup done. And what do I have time for? I'll have a banana. Yeah. So see, that's what do I have back there? My bananas.
If there's anything you need to do that's quick, I would always revert to protein.
Okay.
So, you know, I have some good grass-fed beef jerky on the fly at home all the time. If I need something quick because I didn't prepare, it's going to be protein.
Okay, that was good. That was going to be a little side question there, but you got it really fast.
Yeah.
Okay. I've learned 2 things so far, actually, that I need to improve on. And that's one of the things that I've noticed. When you stop thinking there's room for improvement and you're perfect, it's just going to be like a...
forever a student, right? Yeah. Forever a student, myself included. I learn things every day. Sometimes 5 years ago, I wasn't even playing with things like fasting and whatnot. I was totally against it. And then you just learn, you open your mind, you try things. Some things work for me and they don't work for others, right? And that's okay.
That's going to be now a follow-up question. That'll be for another episode, because I've never fasted before, aside from dieting for fights. Okay. Where, you know, you're like, I have to drop 10 pounds.
Yeah, so you have.
So I've done it, but never voluntarily, but maybe we'll make that another episode.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go one more tip, and then I think that'll be a pretty informative episode.
Yeah, so we have protein, number 1, prioritize protein. Number 2, learn to pair your foods properly, so protein, carb, fat. And my number 3 would probably be quality over calories. So eat real foods, okay? Stop eating that sugar-free crap. Yeah. Eat your whole foods. Very important. Our body knows how to break down real foods. We've been doing it for years, right? So for me, if it roams the plains as freely as possible, or it's been there forever, it grows on trees, then we probably know how to break it down, right? Okay. Man-made foods, I proceed with caution.
Yeah, it seems like a very fair thing. I mean, our bodies know what to do, like you said.
Totally.
I love it. And I think people get sometimes like, oh, here's the new trend, and I'm going to try this because it's out. And was it the farm salmon, farm salmon or something?
Gross.
Or now the new one that I've been seeing is meat grown in factories. I don't quite know much.
Yeah, lab-grown meats.
Lab-grown meats, that's it.
Yeah, you can even throw in Beyond Meats in there, and I hope I'm not offending anybody on your channel but you don't know the processing that goes on into making those products, right? They don't use off the top of my head, I think they use like soy product or pea product, depending which one. You don't know where they source their soy from, and then on top of that they have a whole bunch of thickeners and gums and flavorings, and have MSG, and it's just too much. You know, when you could, it's okay if you want to be vegetarian or vegan, totally fine, that's your personal choice, but I would probably revert to making some black bean burgers at home, right? With local produce instead. Yeah,
you can't make episodes. I don't have loads of followers, but when you get like to 250,000, you're going to offend somebody.
Yeah,
everything I say, there's always somebody I offend, and I'm like, I wish I could be perfect, but it's not going to happen. Yeah. But same thing, I've had a lot of people before tell me like, oh, you should go and have these Beyond Burgers. They're so good. And I've looked at the ingredients a couple times. I was like, yeah, I'm going to pass. Yeah. If you guys want to, that's fine. But
don't do it.
I looked at all the ingredients and like, I can have a burger with, you know, what do you put some egg in, some meat, maybe a bread filler or something like that, some salt, some pepper, and if I need, there's 5.
Totally.
I don't need that all. But,
and nutritionally, it will be superior. That's the thing too. So your amino acid profile in your beef is going to be far superior than anything that you can find in a soy burger.
Yeah.
Right? That's just how it's going to be. So nutritionally, it's better for you.
So I love those 3 tips. Thanks so much. I ended up finding Daryl just because I was going through Instagram one night. I'm like, I just stumbled on one of your videos and that's kind of cool. I didn't know that. And I reached out. So guys, I'm going to have that in the link down below there where you can find her, you can follow her and get loads of more information from you.
Yeah, lots of free education on my page for sure.
That's great because I mean, we can train, but if you don't feel your body right, you're not going to perform the way that you want to. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.